Welcome to the Parker Daniels Show, where amazing stories are shared and hope is given.
Hola, bienvenido al Parker Daniels Show, donde hacemos cambios sin excusas.
Welcome back to the Parker Daniels Show, where, again, the motto is, we make changes, no excuses. Today, our topic, after blind people graduate high school. I'm speaking with Pablo. Welcome to the show, Pablo, my friend.
Hi there, thank you for having me.
Oh, you got to sound more exciting than that. Welcome to the show, Pablo.
Thank you for having me. I'm Pablo Betancourt.
Okay. From where? Where you from, Pablo? Let me get you comfortable.
Los Angeles, California.
What part of Los Angeles?
West Hollywood.
Oh, excuse me where the stars are, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Have you seen it? Have you seen any stars up there in California?
Yes, I have.
Name me one.
I go there every once in a while.
Name me one that you've seen.
I've seen a lot, mainly Hispanic artists like Vicente Fernandez.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't know who that is. He's what?
He does ranchera in Spanish.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to enlighten me on that. But anyway, we're going to jump into the video. Now, as a visually impaired person, you brought to my attention that you wanted to discuss this or weigh in on this particular topic. Now, you're more concerned with the lack of jobs for people who are blind, and after they graduate, there's not too much that they actually can their choices are very limited. Do you want to expound on that right quick?
I think in terms of if they want to get a job, of course, for being a blind person, it's very difficult. I also do notice that even especially after university, they don't work, or they don't get the job that they were meant to get, but they get something lower. So that is something that I've really noticed nowadays. It's even amongst the sighted community, but in the blind community, I noticed that a few of my friends, for example, have had a hard time with signing up for financial aid and stuff like that.
Okay, but before we move further, why do you think that that's the situation?
I feel like it's either because they're confused about what they want to do, which I think is normal, but then also it's hard to really jump into a job, for example, because over here not a lot of blind people get hired. It feels like you have to be backed by a program in order for that to happen, but then again, I don't know. I tried, but it didn't work. So
okay.
Yeah, but for school, the problem with that one is that sometimes over here we have Department of Rehabilitation. The counselor won't get a hold of you until later on, or sometimes they don't get back to us. So they make it really difficult for us to get our material. So sometimes that also slows the process down, like laptops, braille notes, stuff like that.
So is it just only prevalent in the state of California, or you've noticed that overall?
I think I would say overall, but I'm just mentioning what I've experienced around here.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, you continue. Sorry.
Briefly, tell us a little bit about your sight. How much sight do you have, and how did you lose your vision?
I was born like this. I have Leber's congenital amaurosis, so I'm basically, I guess it's missing a gene. It's a mutation. The name of my mutation is RP grip.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they've come up with a cure for it yet, but that's what I have so far.
And for the audience who may want to know as well as me, how much do you see? What do you see?
I can only see within 6 feet, but honestly, like, I think it's also kind of deteriorating. So sometimes I notice every once in a while things are starting to get a little blurry. But I hope I don't lose it because I depend on it.
Oh, I'm quite sure. Now, speaking of someone who has limited vision, I know you still have that drive and the determination. What does the future hold for Pablo?
I would like to become a business owner. I would like to own like a Middle Eastern restaurant, or like my friend and I had an idea to own like a religious like type of shop. I don't know, like, you know, where they sell like different types of religious texts and stuff, or like stuff that has to do with like spirituality in general. So basically like an open, wide range of things from spirituality to religion and stuff like that.
And are you on the path to creating that particular dream of yours, or what are you doing in the process?
What I would like to do currently, I'm just doing computer classes, and then I'm doing spirituality classes, or I'm gonna start those next week. But for now, like, I'm just doing that and then trying to get my credit score in order, because I guess in order to have a business you have to have like good personal credit. But yeah, and then I want to try to go to trade school. Yeah, to like jump right into getting like a business license.
Okay. Now, do you think that the opportunities for visually impaired or totally blind people are very limited after graduating from high school and completing the courses that they needed to have completed? Do you think the opportunities as far as jobs and, you know, whatever else that they want to indulge in is sort of limited?
Pretty much. I have never seen a blind person work around here. I mean, there might be, but if there is, like, I haven't seen it. And I travel all over the place around here.
Oh, okay. Well, what about the accommodations and things of that nature as far as accommodating the blind with, as you mentioned earlier, you were talking about computers. It takes a while for you to get them, but overall, the mobility training, computer skills, or whatever that's needed, do you think that there's a limited amount of interest in that being provided to individuals?
I think they can provide it, but like, they can provide mobility, they can provide the technology. It takes long, and that can affect you getting the job, of course, because they're depending on you to be ready, you know. But I think that it could be provided. Oh my god.
But there's a situation whereby it's a slow process. Is that correct?
Yes, it is slow. It does.
Now we are speaking with Pablo, and he's talking about after blind people graduate high school, the situation in terms of what they have to face as far as them trying to find jobs. I recently had done a show on the types of jobs in which blind people get. Most of, you know, of course, there's a high unemployment rate amongst blind people, but a lot of factories seem to be open to hiring blind people to do, various jobs and what have you. What's your opinion about, that, as far as it's mainly the factories that blind people are able to work in? People are more susceptible to having them work there. What's your opinion about that?
I think it's a good step in the right direction. I'm assuming that they just mainly like answer calls and deal with computers and stuff, though, right?
Well, most of them they either doing little jobs such as, like me, for instance, I'm a bagger and a boxer. They have people that sew in various factories. They have people that put napkins together, and it's more of like governmental type jobs and what have you. Do you think that's quote unquote for those individuals who graduated high school in pursuit of a career, maybe trade school or maybe college, and they end up working there? Do you think that's a step down, or would you do you have any reason to believe that a person working there, that's a good thing for them? As long as they're working.
Honestly, I feel like it might be a little bit of a step back, because like if they wanted to do like something with technology, for example, like I don't know, like working at like the Apple store, or working at like a cable company or something like that, like a phone store like AT&T or T-Mobile, like it seems like it's a little bit of a step down. Just because they're not.
So do you feel that by blind people working there, and people are willing to give them a chance, that they should take these jobs or maybe pass them up, or work there and get the experience? Because especially for those people who are sitting at home, what would you suggest to those people?
I would, if it comes to that, because you do need to start somewhere. It doesn't hurt to get experience and save up money as well. Like if you really like want to get a place of your own and stuff like that and become independent, especially, that'll definitely benefit you if you save up money. Yes.
Okay. Would you be open to working in those type of jobs?
If it came to that, yes. Honestly, I'm interested in working anything as long as it's like $15 minimum wage, honestly.
Okay. So what's intact for the future? I know you said you want to create something with your friend in terms of like maybe a religious setup where you sell scriptures and things like that, or either do some type of Middle Eastern food. What else is there in the plan for Pablo?
Currently, I'm gonna be doing Kabbalah classes, and I'm still in the computer classes, but I think I want to try going to trade school. That's pretty much it. And then after that, make it work to save up the money.
Would you suggest that to any blind person who has graduated, to say, hey, if you can't, if you do not want to go to college, maybe choose a trade or something of that nature, so that you won't be idle? Or would you just say go work in a factory? What advice would you give to your blind compadres who are in the same situation as you?
Trade school for me, I would say go for it, especially because there's more one-on-one, like from what I've heard, there's more one-on-one like help there. There's also like the classes are smaller. I mean, I know that the DOR, Department of Rehabilitation, isn't supportive of it over here, which is terrible. So I guess like you have to sort of depend on financial aid, which they do fund you for 6 years from what I heard. I could be wrong though, but I would assume you don't have to pay it back if you're blind or visually impaired. What I heard at the program I was just at recently is that you could sign up if you have SSI, and they'll just like, I don't know if they'll waive it, but I think you can get it faster like that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all hear that, Pablo? Basically had given you all a little advice, especially for those individuals who are having a hard time trying to find employment. Just take what you can. Unfortunately, you may, pursue your high school career and go to college, and then end up still working at these type of low-end jobs. But at least it's where you can start and create at least a little work history, though it may not be something that you'll be interested in doing and whatnot. Is that what you're saying? Because I don't want to really put words in your mouth, but that's what
Pretty much. If you have to do it, you do have to save money as well. Like SSI is not gonna really cut it. A lot of the time, unless like your parents are willing to help you. But honestly, like for those who want to like do it on their own, who want to like try to not have their parents help, besides SSI, you could also get like a job like that.
Okay. Well, hopefully these employers would definitely consider hiring blind people for, like you were mentioning earlier, to work in phone companies, Apple, or work as customer service, or something where at least you feel good about doing it. Because I don't want to turn this interview into on me, but I definitely am looking for something better as opposed to what I'm doing now. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude by asking you, are there any other things that you would like to say to your blind friends, or just anyone in general who's graduated from high school and is having a hell of a time trying to find some employment or some sort of existence? What do you say to them?
Personally, I've gone through a lot of pressure to go to university or college right away. There's some people that only do one class one semester and then they give up because they don't feel like it's for them. So I feel like university and community college is glorified like way too much. But then again, you do need it to get somewhere. I do understand that. But I sort of just like trying to say, like, follow your own path and see where things go. Don't like go through peer pressure. That way, your mind is more clear on what you want to do. Because I know there's parents out there that will like pressure you to, go to university, go to those, like a college, and that's not what you want. Or like there's a lot of the times now there's people that take breaks because they know they're going to be confused about what's going to be coming.
That's definitely true. That's definitely so true. But those who do take a break, I urge you, don't take too long of a break, because you can't get in a situation where you won't be doing too much of anything. You won't go to college. So with that being said, Pablo, I want to thank you for appearing on the Parker Daniel Show, and tell the people why they should support the show.
You should support the show because it really helps us have a voice. It helps you see life from a blind person's perspective.
Well, that sums it up. Thanks for subscribing to the show. Thank you, for real. Thank you. I appreciate it. All the new subscribers, old subscribers, y'all hang on. It's going to get even better. I got some new things coming. So share, follow, like, and definitely hit me up anytime you see me, Twitter, Facebook, and all the other media outlets. So with that being said, thank you for supporting the Parker Daniel Show, and I am out.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away.